Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, and welcome to a very, very special edition of Dailyish Devotionals. We have got the mother inside here. So we are going to have a good time, or this could backfire spectacularly. We'll see how it goes. First, we'll continue with our Yellowstone background. I don't know where this is. It's a river in Yellowstone somewhere. But I thought this was a beautiful background to match my beautiful bride here next to me. So, Tracy, the pun, just for you. You get it? Wireless?
Nice.
See, no birds on a wire. Yes. And now we're off. Right? Right. Yes. Isaac picked that out. It wasn't my fault. All right, we'll end with that one. I thought that one was maybe a little bit more appropriate. So, she said, let's record this thing and get it over with, like she's being forced to do it. And then she wanted a list of questions that I was only allowed to ask her. But I said, a good interviewer is never forced. We have freedom of speech. So, you want to interview me or am I interviewing you?
You can interview me, and then I'll maybe ask questions.
Oh, okay. We will maybe leave some time at the end for questions. I'll ask you the same question I asked the boys. Since this all began in the first part of March, what have you learned about our family, or what have you observed, something you didn't know since we've been stuck in a house together for 6 months, 5 months, whatever?
A long time.
That sounds good.
I don't know what I've necessarily learned, but I have loved having the extra time together, not having to run from place to place and be in such a hurry. I think the boys both have shared that they get more home cooked meals now, which it seems to me we had home cooked meals previously, but I guess maybe that's a good thing that they like the home cooked meals because we actually have more time to spend around the table and focus on our family a little bit more. So I feel like we have all gotten along pretty well. The boys have done a good job, and I think for the most part it has been good.
Oh yes, well yeah, we would get meals for supper. The making their own lunch has been always interesting, where they get to pick what they have for lunch. It's funny, they always make fun of old people and routines, but I think they have pizza roll, pizza pockets like on Monday, and Tuesdays is their mac and cheese day for lunch. So they have their own routines too. So enough of the mushy stuff, Tracy. What's one thing you wish you could change about this? Maybe one thing you haven't liked so much about being home.
All of the food that we go through, it feels like we go to the grocery store and the next day all of the food is already gone. And the amount of dishes that we go through, especially cups. For some reason, our counter at the end of the night has a huge amount of cups for whatever reason. So everyone drinks out of about 10 cups each every day. And so we have lots of dishes that need to be done. We fortunately have a dishwasher, but I think our dishwasher is wondering what the heck is going on because we run it almost every night. So,
and if our dishwasher is full, I believe in sharing at the household chores. So Tracy washes, then I just let them dry.
Yeah, but you do a good job of putting them away, so that's a good job.
I do put them away. Sure, yes. Yeah, I'm good. She's nice. What about the fact of living with 3 men in the house the whole time? Or coming up from your cave and finding stuff scattered about the house at the end of work. Has that been your biggest frustration?
Yeah, so I have been blessed with a great job that allows me to continue my job from home. So I have kind of put myself in the basement to get away from being upstairs. And so at the end of the day, when I come up, oftentimes Alex, he loves to bake, which is awesome, but he hasn't quite picked up the love of cleaning up after himself. So oftentimes we'll come home or come up from being at work and my kitchen will be a disaster along with flour or sugar or whatever it is all over the floor as well. So that is one thing that hasn't been so great about quarantine. I love what Alex is baking, but his cleaning up isn't necessarily quite on par yet, but he is working on it. He's trying to work on it. So I guess maybe that's one thing that he's learning is to pick up after himself, as he shared in his interview.
Yes, he did share that. Yes, or coming upstairs from working, and then being immediately bombarded with things to do or requests or help me with this or do that.
Yes.
That's hard sometimes. You don't have a half-hour drive home to decompress and prepare yourself for what the house is going to be like.
Or the other lovely thing is I do, like I said, work from home, and oftentimes I'll be on a call, and sometimes even with my camera on, and one of the boys will join my lovely call and see my coworkers on the screen too. So that's kind of fun. Sometimes they are quite distracting, but for the most part, we've adjusted pretty well. They know when I'm downstairs that I'm working. Alex's only biggest complaint is probably that he can't play Xbox when I'm working because the Wi-Fi does not allow for that. So I would say he probably doesn't love me working from home just because he doesn't get to play his video games as much, but
we could ask him. He's probably listening to that door right there.
Probably.
All right, Tracy, that's 6.5 minutes. Is there anything, before she asks any questions for me, will you notice that none of those complaints were about me? There's been this wild misconception that Tracy has it so terrible in her house, and I keep telling you, she's done with work, she puts her feet up, and then we serve her for the rest of the evening.
I don't know about that.
Well,
that's
it's close.
Not true.
Okay.
I think we do a good job of partnering together, but I would say he has passed on his dry sense of humor to both of the boys, so that's probably one of the things that I've learned
yes.
a lot about at this time is that.
And she's so soft because we like to have our Sunday movie nights. And as a joke, I told Alex, let's watch the movie Spaceballs. And if you haven't, Google it. It's a
terrible movie.
No, it's funny. It's a Mel Brooks movie, so it's all kinds of dry, punny humor. And I said, Alex, go ask your mom if she wants to watch it as a joke, figuring she'd say no. And she said yes. So she watched Spaceballs the other night.
The things we do for our family. So now this week is a Hallmark movie to pay back.
We've already seen the Hallmark movie, Trace. I'm going to tell you what happens. Wife goes to small town, finds
Lady.
Baker,
Hopefully not one.
Fiance, engaged usually, throws away relationship of 2 years for a fling that she has, and all of a sudden it's true love. Why don't we ever see the Hallmark movie version 2, where she realizes this guy she married is a true jerk, and as a rebound, those relationships never work. And then she's crawling back to her rich husband that has everything that she wanted in the first place, and he says, no. You go live in that small town in the middle of nowhere.
That's more real life.
Okay, now you've got less than a minute because if these get too long, people don't listen, Tracy. You told me this.
Yes. I guess was one of the reversing the questions on you. What is one thing that you have enjoyed about the last few months of being more at home?
That's easy. The not running around every night to do different things. I don't mind. It's a little boring not doing any of that, so there would be a happy medium. But yeah, I don't like it when things get real busy, real hectic. I don't handle that very well.
No, he doesn't.
I don't become very fun to live with sometimes. So that's probably the biggest thing. And having you around more, dear, has been a great blessing at the house, too.
Good one.
Yes, it has.
What else?
More?
What?
It's not much has changed for me. I work from home or walk over to the church if I need to get away from people for a while. So it's fairly easy for me to leave.
What do you hope we take away from this time?
Maybe I would say not the busyness, but we've only got them in one sport a year or a season, so it's not like we can make them less busy. I don't know what we should take away. We did a pretty good job of trying to eat when we could or having family time. I don't know. Just maybe finding time to be less busy, but when it all gets back to normal, if that ever happens, that might not be possible. Is that all you have? All the hard-hitting questions? Your one opportunity to put me in front of the camera? I can just edit out anything I don't like anyway, so.
Yeah, we only have 10 seconds left, so I don't want to.
Oh, yeah, 10 minutes. We got to end before then. So I hope you enjoyed this. Tracy will be interviewing the boys next week, and I will take the week off.
Really?
Why not?
Huh.
All right. Thank you. We'll talk to you later.